First of all, start with the great name of Allah, who is alone master of entire universe. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name Faraz Hussain by caste Jamali. I am a student of BS English 2K19. These are topics given by Miss Indra Mughal, and these are topics include with economic developments. I want to start my presentation. I hope you listen to me carefully and attentively. Human capital, education and health in economic development. Investing in education and health. The human capital approach, initial investment in health or education lead to a stream of higher future income. Child labor. Child labor is a widespread phenomenon and the problem may be modeled using the multiplicity, the equilibrium approach. The government intervention may be called for to move to a better equilibrium. Sometimes this shift can be self-enforcing, so active intervention is only needed at first. The gender gap. Discrimination in education and health, economic incentives and their cultural setting, missing women mastery in Asia, increase in family income does not always lead to better health and education. Mothers' education is important. Educational systems and development. The political economy and educational supply and the demand, social versus private benefits and the costs. The international NGO project HOPE was the constant and the providing sustained and the improvements in health and education due to poverty. Policies for health education and income generation. Village health banks are created to provide credit and business skills to low income women, access to health care knowledge, and the health and education components and the indeed to the improve the benefits and increasing income and to the reinforce behaviors. And the enrollment and development. Global warming and climate change, scope, migration and adaptation and intergovernmental panel on climate change IPCC report paints a dire picture for developing economics, published in 2007. 2007 they definitely number of things and includes longer and more severe heat waves and the storms peoples affected the days of the mostly located in the development countries. And IPCC distributed world into 4 zones: Sub-Sahara Africa, Asia, Megadest and Small Island, Arctic, and the study projected that 75 to 250 million people in Africa will be exposed to increased functional and the climate, many because of the water streams and to the climate change of the 2020 and the adaptation. The main point of this topic, the migration scope and the climate changing, the warning to all countries, the global and this economic. The economic is the main symbol of all countries and the global changing, and the IPCC report paints the climate and the panel governmental and the and the and the sub statement to the all words. That's all. Agricultural transformation and rural development. The imperative of agricultural progress and rural development. Over 3.1 billion people lived in rural areas in developing countries in 2010, a quarter of them in extreme poverty. Over two-thirds of world's poorest people are located in rural areas. Their basic concern is survival. Over 1 billion people did not have enough food to meet their basic and the nutritional needs, and their basic complementary elements. Accelerated output growth and technological institution and the price incentive change to rising domestic demand for agricultural output and non-agriculture rural labor intensive rural and development activities that are supported by the farming community and agriculture growth, past progress and the current challenge. World Bank, the developing world experienced fast growth in the value of the agricultural output, 2.6 crore per year, but the development world per year, the developing countries' share of global agriculture GDP rise to the 56 crore to the 65 crore in this period, far higher than their 21 crore share for the world non-agriculture GDP. And green revolution, the boost in grain production associated with the scientific discovery and the hybrid seed varieties of the wheat, rice and corn that have resulted to the higher farm yields in many development countries. And the green revolution was the increased food production and the encourage self-sufficiently. What problems have been caused by the green revolution? An increase in rural to the urban migration, rural poverty, the fertilizers and the machinery was often the expensive to the farmers. Many people were made unemployed by the introduction of machinery and market failures and the need for the government policy. The presence of the market failures and poverty elevation goals create a need the construction government role in the agriculture. Rules for government in the agriculture development, environmental externalities, agriculture research and the extension services, and the economies of scale in marketing, information asymmetries in product quality, providing institutions and infrastructures ensures shared growth in the agriculture sector, addressing poverty traps. And the structure of agriculture and the system in the developing world. Agriculture based countries, agriculture is major source of the economic growth, large share of GDP. Sub-Saharan African and the few African countries. Transforming countries rural is very high but small share to GDP growth. South and East Asia and the North Africa and the Middle East. Urbanized countries have or more, even the poor found the urban areas leads output growth and Latin America. And Patients agriculture in Latin America, Asia and the Africa. America, the Asia have very different heritage and the cultures, but patient life is similar. Prime aim is the survivor, human and the animal power rather than machinization and the food crops, the domination, corn, the rice and the many type of. The contemporary landlords and India and Pakistan involved the absentee landlords and the perspective of the main type of. And the main point of this topic, traditional tools and the limited technology restrict area that can be planted although land is the available, animal power restricted to small areas intensively cultivated, subject to the diminishing and the returns the many type of increased labor imports, shifting and the cultivation approved. And three, a scarcity of labor during the growth season, planting and the waiting on one rain period over much of Africa. Demand to the workers this time exceeds and the supply. This topic is complete.